Hi, there's a lot of information on the web at the moment, YouTube, about how to unlock a bonnet for a full focus. I found a lot of it quite overly complex and not necessarily clear. And what I want to do is just show you what I did. It took me about 4 hours, that's because I was learning as I was going along, but basically hopefully this helps you do it much quicker. Basically, to get into the lock, because basically what you've got is at the front mechanism you'll find that your key fits in, and when you turn it left and right, basically it doesn't release the mechanism, so therefore it doesn't release the bonnet. So what you have to do is first of all go underneath the car and remove the plastic cover that allows you to basically get underneath the grille. You can then push this through, but what you have to do is get underneath the two basically plastic lugs that you'll see, hopefully. Plastic lugs up here. They hold it in place, so you just have to prise those apart and wiggle it to get the lock out. So it locks out the front. See, I can get under it because they're thing. You then have to go further, so you have to go behind the radiator and reach up, and I'll show you now. You've got to undo the latch. This is the latch mechanism here, and what you've basically got is these two 10mm Allen keys that you can reach up behind, and obviously with a small locking nut release these. You have to undo these underneath. Okay, I've obviously done them all. You then have to basically play around with the latch to try and release it, and what you'll see is there are two lugs. Basically the latch is, so you've got to push it towards the engine by leaving it with a screwdriver behind. So you're underneath the car, reaching behind the radiator, and you're levering the latch mechanism that way towards the engine, and as you do that, then you push up the bonnet, and eventually it will release, and what will happen is this latch will go up with the bonnet. Okay. What you'll then find is basically it'll be hanging there, and you'll have the electrical element. The bonnet won't be able to go too far, which you need to unclip. So if you try and do this underneath, basically the clip's just there, it's a little spriget you have to press in. Therefore that's the latches out, and what you'll then see is basically this white plastic bit is the back end of the locking mechanism. So there's the locking mechanism, and what the issue is, you see this white little plug here, that fits into the end there, and what happens is it juggles out. So when you turn your key, that cross section turns, and basically that one doesn't, or vice versa, and consequently the lock doesn't open. So you can either replace this lock. No, I got the garage to replace it a couple of years ago, and it's already gone. I think it's old, so what I'm thinking of doing is just leaving the lock out, and just reaching through as many people offer with a screwdriver, because basically 4 hours of effort, which should be about an hour now I know what I'm doing. It's quite considerable considering when I get in the bonnet. So hopefully that just gives you a breakdown of some of the components and how to work it. So these are the little lugs that I talked about on the latch that you'll need to pull away from the engine when you then push up the bonnet to lift it. Okay, good luck, I hope this helps. Cheers.